Hey, it's Todd. Welcome to another episode of the Coach's Corner. Look, today I want to talk about something that I absolutely love, that I've got a bucket load of experience in, and I think is extremely important for every single person on the planet, which is how do I become world class at selling, right? Now, there is a stigma out there, right, when it comes to selling. Some people think selling is dirty. Some people think that it's uncomfortable. And like, in my opinion, it's only because of two reasons. Number one, if you feel like it's uncomfortable, it's because you're not doing it the right way. And I'm going to show you the right way in today's episode. And if you think it's dirty, it's because you're not thinking about sales in the right way. So let's quickly demystify sales real fast. For me, sales is the process of effective communication. And the better you communicate in life, the easier everything else becomes. And second to that, if you're feeling uncomfortable or, this really weird when you're selling, right? That's because you're probably doing what I used to do when I first got into sales a decade ago, right? Which is you're trying to sell everyone what you've got. And that's not the right way, as I'm about to share with you today. So look, I hope you're excited about this, because what I'm going to share with you today is a game changer. These days, when I get on the phone and I speak to someone, and like I said, I don't just sell coaching. I've sold a lot of different things. I've sold house and land packages. I've done FBOS terminals, ATMs. I've sold phone plans. I've sold freaking, you name it, I've freaking sold it. Solar systems, and obviously consulting and coaching packages as well. However, when I first started to today, it's a very, very different situation. I'm doing things differently. I'm not trying to sell everybody. I'm not trying to sell everyone. I just want this to make sense, right? The biggest problem that people have is they try to sell everyone without considering the fit. And that's a very, very amateur selling mistake. However, when you flip the script and you start to think, okay, my job is not to sell this person. My job is to have an easy conversation with another human being and to find out whether there's even a need for my service. Boom. There is no longer any sales pressure. It's gone. You feel no pressure, you relax. They feel no pressure, they relax. And then you can just go about the process of being a normal human being. So let's talk about that right now. So one of the most important things that you can realize in selling is that if there is no, and I write this down, if there is no problem, there is no sale, right? So your job when you're going into a sales conversation, I don't care what you sell, right? Like I said, I've sold a bucket load of things. This principle is relative across the board. If there are no problems, there is no sale. Right? So your job is not to go in there and try to sell your product. And this is what people do, right? They get stressed out, they get anxious, and they start to get, word vomit. They're like, oh my God, my thing does this, and has this benefit, and this feature, and this, blah, 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 blah. And like your prospect eyes just glaze over. I don't know, try that on. Have you ever had that before? Like you got on the phone or you met with a salesperson in the store, or someone even came to your house and they just regurgitated their sales booklet to you, right? You just glaze over. Like for you to be a buyer, right? You have to be part of the 3% of the market that know what they want, that's done their research and have decided they want this thing that the salesperson wants. But 97% of the market are not there, which means that if you want to increase your conversion rates, if you want to enjoy selling, you need to enter the conversation with the mindset of I am looking for problems. I am having a conversation to find out if there's actually anything I can do to help, right? Think about that. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go down and draw right now because I like to draw things. I'm going to draw for you the 4 steps that I take in almost every single sale that I've done for at least the last 5 to 6 years. And it works so freaking well. Let me quickly duck down here and I'll show you. All right, so I hope you can see what's on the screen right now. So what I'll quickly show you are the 4 steps that I go through in virtually every single sale that I've done in the last, 5 to 6 years, to be completely honest. This is a thinking process for me, yeah? The thinking that I have going into sales, I want to know 4 things, yeah? I want to know, number 1, why now? I want to know, number 2, what's broken? I want to know, number 3, what has this person done to fix it? And then once I've got that information right there, I then want to know what's the next steps. These are the questions. This is the frame that I've got, the mental model that I've got inside that takes me on a sales conversation. And what we're doing, right, is we're going from point A to point B. And point B is either they're a right fit for what I have to offer or not. Very, very simple. I'm not trying to sell everything to everyone. I am only trying to give my product to the right kind of person. So Let's start from the start really, really quick, yeah? So the first thing we're doing with why now, the first 3 questions, right, is really about eliciting what is my prospect's present state. So in NLP, we talk about present state. What's their current reality like? So let's say, for example, I'm selling solar and I go in and I'm like, cool, okay, Mr. Jones, what made you inquire about solar today? And he goes, blah, 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 blah. I saw that there were these rebates. I got friends that are getting amazing results from solar, and I thought I'd see if, solar might be a good fit for me. So I find out why now. Very, very important. That starts to elicit the present state. The next thing that we do, and let's write this down. If there is no problem, there is no sale. So the next thing I want to do is I want to find out, well, what's broken? So if it was a solar situation, there's a series of questions that I ask that basically end with them saying, I've got this bill that I can do nothing about. The bill, the money keeps getting higher and higher and higher. I've tried to fix it with no avail. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating to know that no matter what I do, LEDs, energy saving techniques, blah, 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 there's only so much I can do at the complete mercy of the electricity providers. Does that make sense? So that's what's broken. I'm at the complete mercy of the energy providers. And if they wanted to, they could charge me whatever I wanted. There's nothing I could do. So I want to become independent. So I then find out, cool, so Mr. Jones, what have you done to try and fix that? And normally in the solar example, they'd rattle off a couple of things. They'd go, you know what? We've done LED lighting. We turn off switches. Let's say they've got a pool. They go, we make sure the pool's only on at certain hours and only on for a certain period of time, blah, blah, blah. They've got electric hot water. Maybe they go, I've got an electric hot water timer as well that turns my hot water off at nighttime, blah, 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 blah. So that's their fix, yeah? And then after determining what's broken, what they've done to fix it, what then starts to happen, and this is where the true beauty is, yeah? What starts to happen is that you've got desired state over here, is slowly but surely as you just ask and ask and ask. And the metaphor you can put in your head is that you're like a doctor, yeah? You're asking questions, you're diagnosing the problem to make sure, number one, there is a problem. And number two, what kind of prescription is going to be the right thing to fix the problem? And what starts to happen is you start to get a gap occur between where they are right now, where they want to be. And then once you've established a gap, you found out what are all the obstacles and things that are standing in their way. Boom. Now you can give the prescription, right? You go boom, 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 boom. And what happens is, right, naturally, if you've done the previous steps right, it's game over. Because what you've done through asking the right questions in the right kind of way is, number one, you've found the problem. Boom. That means now a sale is possible. Number two, you've then also presupposed that you've got the answer. And then when you've done your little presentation, talked about what you do, showed your offer, it should just make sense. So for me, when I get to the next step part, I go, cool. Well, here's what I do. This is how it works. This is what it's going to do for you. And this is how much it costs. And I say, what do you want to do now? And for me, that then gives me the next steps. And once again, if you get this process right, I just want you to understand, yeah, like it's going to massively increase your conversion rates. It's going to decrease the resistance because you're not trying to sell them and they'll feel it. Right? They'll feel that you're being a doctor and you're diagnosing the problem to begin with, and then you're prescribing the solution based on the information that you received. That makes every single sale unique. That makes all the information that you give them specific to them. And people love that, right? Like, I don't want the same Band-Aid solution that everybody else got. I want you to prove to me that you care about me, that you can listen, that you understand where I am, what my problem is, and that's going to obviously move me towards saying yes to you even more. I want to wrap this video up. So I hope that all makes sense here. Like, I've done this for quite some time, and like, I do see a lot of people struggle with sales. At the point that I'm at right now, yeah, like I can take a complete newbie salesperson that's never done sales, and within 14 days, I can have them absolutely killing it. And it's really about getting their mindset right. You know, you're not there to sell everybody. You're there to get the fit right. You're there to diagnose the problem, then prescribe the right solution. And if there is no problem, there is no fit, then you don't sell them. Very, very simple. So here's what you can do right now to go and start to get this thing right. So if you are a coach or a consultant or someone that does sales, yeah, who knows where this bloody video will end up. But like if you're in sales, I want you to start to shift your thinking around. Yeah, start to think about it as that your job is not to sell everyone that you come across. Your job is to diagnose the problem and then prescribe the right solution. If there is a problem to begin with, yeah? The failure to identify a problem makes everything else hard. And then, like your presentation, right? The describing of your offer is this tiny little bit of the sales process right down here, in my opinion. And once again, people can disagree with me if they want to. However, I'm very comfortable in my sales ability. I close a lot of people that I talk to. So I know that I sell well and I follow this process all the time. So a massive part of the sales process is you being an inquisitive doctor, and the back end, once you've decided that you can help them, they are the right fit and your solution is right, boom. The back end is you saying, cool, here's what you needed to fix your problem. Bang. And it's game over. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode right here. My goal was brevity. Sometimes I do rant. I do love sales. I do love communication. So sometimes I can rattle on. But if you like this episode, feel free to tag anybody in here that needs to get their sales game on point. Share it with whoever you want to share it. And also, if you're a coach, my thinking with these episodes here is I'm all about chatting to people. I love meeting other coaches and seeing what they're doing and having good conversations. So if you're a coach and you'd like to actually come onto my show and chat with me about what you're doing, the kind of people that you're helping, and let's have a really cool conversation that we can obviously show to other coaches about, what's currently going on with your business and in the coaching world, then feel free to hit me up, shoot me a PM, because I would love to speak to as many different coaches as I can, just so that we can just have a nice community, to be fair. But anyway, take care. I'll chat to you soon. Bye-bye.